A Florida man prisoner snuck away from his work duties. A Florida man who's a prisoner snuck away from his jail work duties to have sex in a porta potty. A drunk but tattooed Florida woman gives the police Q-tips when asked for her license. And a Florida sheriff declares, no, dolphins did not kidnap a Florida man and force him to build an underwater city. Fake news. These are the weird stories on Friday on Weird AF News. They are all from one place, Florida, our favorite state for weird news. Every Friday I do only weird news from Florida. It's Florida Friday, leading you into the weekend with some wonderful stories. Here we go. A Florida prisoner snuck away from work duty in order to have sex with a woman in a porta potty. Well, love always finds a way, guys. We have what I would describe as romantics having sex in a porta potty. I can't imagine having sex in a porta potty. I won't even poop in a porta potty. Never mind take off my clothes and have intercourse. But, Florida man is going to Florida. This Florida man was supposed to be slinging some hash at a sheriff's barbecue. Instead, he snuck off to have sex with a woman in a porta potty toilet, according to the police. Florida man Hartley Elliott Sanchez, age 35, is now facing a felony prisoner escape charge after the police say he snuck away from his duties for a secret dalliance. They're calling it a dalliance. Like this is a movie from the 40s. Oh, I saw you had a dalliance with that dame. Oh, I always love to have dalliances with dames, preferably in a porta potty. I like the way the sound reverberates in that echoey chamber when we're making sweet love. The sounds of moans vibrating in the porta potty. Now, Florida man Sanchez is a Vero Beach resident. I don't know why we need to know that. He was awaiting trial on drug possession and theft charges. He was assigned to serve some food at the sheriff's annual barbecue when things took a turn. I like how the sheriff's department is just too cheap to hire caterers for their barbecue, so they just trusted some prisoners to work the barbecue. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong when you allowed the prisoners to cater your barbecue? Yeah. While you're at it, you might want to check the mashed potatoes for prisoner whiz. That's right, prisoners will whiz in the mashed potatoes if given the opportunity. Loving a porta potty, prisoner whiz in the mashed potatoes. I think this should be a music video right here. I mean, it has everything we need. The inmates brought in to assist with the event, the barbecue, described as trustees. Oh, they're trustees, yeah. Yeah, we trust them to be around the gravy. They're not going to... What could they possibly do with gravy? They had been expressly forbidden from leaving their work area without permission, and bathroom visits required an escort. And let me guess, the prisoners were not permitted to have intercourse in any porta potty that wasn't a sex-designated porta potty. Am I right? Now, it says, despite all that, Florida man Sanchez left the barbecue serving area around 5:30 p.m., A few minutes later, surveillance footage showed him talking to two unknown women nearby. One of the women then entered into a porta potty about 150 feet away from the serving area, and then Florida man Sanchez followed her inside, quote, after checking that the coast was clear. Got to make sure nobody's watching you as you sneak away for a dalliance in a squeaky clean porta potty, I'm sure. Do you think he used a condom? I mean, the kind of person that would have sex in a porta potty, probably not the kind of person that would use protection in the porta potty. I mean, you're having sex in a porta potty at that point. Are you going to think about, well, maybe we should make this safe sex? Just imagine you go into the porta potty to have sex and then the woman goes, so do you have a condom? Honey, there's feces on the walls of this place. We're going to... we're either doing this in a hazmat suit or what's the point? Let us continue. When Florida man Sanchez was questioned by the police, I can't wait to hear what he had to say. He allegedly, quote, spontaneously, openly, and freely admitted to having sex with a woman in the porta potty, telling police to, quote, well, go look at the video. I think this guy's a superhero. They say some superheroes don't wear capes. I think this is First of all, how do you convince a woman to go in a porta potty to have sex with you? That's just upper level. I don't even know what you call that. I've struggled to get a woman to just meet me for coffee. Never how do you go? Obviously he's a prisoner and he met these people at the event. So in a span of like 10 minutes of speaking to a woman, you've convinced her. She knows you're a prisoner. You're serving mashed potatoes at the Barbie. You've convinced her to go into a porta potty to have sex with you. I mean, this is just like, it reminds me of that Amazon driver that convinced the woman to go in the van and have sex in the Amazon van. I mean, it's men like that that are just like, they have superpowers that are just completely being wasted. Like, you're spending time in jail right now. Like, you couldn't, when you were out of jail, use your persuasive powers to, I don't know, become a CEO with no experience whatsoever. Like, if you can convince a strange woman in 5 minutes time to have sex with you in a porta potty, you can convince somebody to hire you to be CEO of a tech company when you have no college degree. I'm sure of it. But instead, you use your powers for evil, and here we are. Now, here's a wrinkle in the case. The inmate refused to identify the woman. Oh, he's protecting her. That's funny. There's a photo of her here, so I don't think that worked. She, there's a mugshot of her too. It looks like. I guess she got caught with this. Did she break the law? She definitely has the face of someone who would, I think, have sex in a porta potty. I mean, she just has that look. Some people have a face that says, "I will have sex in a toilet with you if you just say a couple of nice things about my eyebrows." There's daddy issues, and then there's, "I will gladly fillet a stranger in a porta potty," daddy issues. Now, according to the police report, surveillance footage clearly showed the woman's face, and they recognized her as Elizabeth Greer, a former inmate who was on probation. First of all, it's pretty whack that they call her out like this, right? Unless she broke a law. Like, why do you got to put her name out there like this? My other question is, like, what's she doing at the sheriff's barbecue? As she's a former inmate. Like, is the sheriff's department like, "Hey, we need to send out some invites for our annual barbecue. Should we invite local politicians? Oh, that sounds good. How about any donors? Oh, donors are great. How about some former inmates? Yeah, invite the former inmates. That sounds like a good time. What could possibly go wrong if we invite some former felons to our annual barbecue? You think they might do something in a porta potty, like, I don't know, drugs or have sex?" This makes no sense why she's even at that event. I don't understand it at all. Can someone clear this up for me? Well, it ended on a good note, though. It says, aside from the porta potty sex incident, the fundraiser was a success. A large crowd of people attended. $63,000 was raised. A drunk, butt-tattooed Florida woman gives the police Q-tips when asked for her license. Is everyone familiar with Q-tips out there in the world listening to this podcast? I know that we have some people in other countries. Q-tips, they may be just an American phenomenon. I'm not sure. They're basically cotton swabs that you shove in your ear to clean out wax, or you could put them in your nose, or there's other places you can put Q-tips. We don't need to get into that, but basically they're little cotton swabs. We call them Q-tips, which is actually a brand. That's how powerful the brand is, that we now call the actual thing after the brand. That's when you're really killing it in the world of capitalism. Like the way that we call Kleenex, some people call, instead of saying tissue, they'll say Kleenex, the brand name. That's where you want to be with your business. You know how in Florida they call a love hotel a porta potty? That's where you want to be. All right, let's get back into the story about the butt-tattooed drunk Florida woman. By the way, butt-tattooed, an odd way to describe somebody. Like, I'm sure she has other outstanding qualities, being that she's a Florida woman, but instead they're focusing on the butt tattoo for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just a phenomenal butt tattoo. Maybe the butt tattoo is so big it just kind of takes over her whole persona. That could be. I mean, you got a big butt tattoo when it goes up over your back and starts to dribble into your forehead area. But I'm looking at her mugshot here, and she does not have any extended butt tattoo in the forehead area, so hopefully there'll be a photo of the butt tattoo. I'd love to see it. Let's keep reading. The first sentence is, "A woman with a tattoo on her buttocks is facing a DUI charge." I'm really confused as why they're focusing on this buttocks tattoo. Is there an epidemic of butt-tattooed women just being very out of line in Florida? We got to get these butt-tattooed ladies out of Florida. They're taking our jobs, these butt-tattooed ladies, I tell you. First of all, it might not even be her fault she's got a butt tattoo. She was probably born into a butt tat family, also known as a family of strippers. Okay, so lady with the butt tattoos facing a DUI charge after she allegedly drove erratically in front of a Boca Raton police officer. Then, when asked for her driver's license, she handed the officer Q-tips and batteries. Wow, I've been drunk before, but I've never been this drunk, where you ask me for my license and I hand you personal cleaning products and energy. Now, the Florida woman's 31 years old. Her name is Nadine Kaufman. She's from Deerfield Beach. She's out of jail currently, awaiting a court date. So if you're interested in a butt-tatted lady who likes to tip back the bottle and drive around, Nadine might be just what you're looking for. She's got a tattoo of a heart at the crack of her butt, so you know she's a romantic. According to the arrest report, she was arrested in the early morning hours after a Boca Raton police officer reportedly spotted her white Cadillac failing to stop at a red light, cutting across several lanes, struggling to stay in its own lane of travel. And swerving in and out of lanes, going to Oncoming Chavez. Nadine, here comes Nadine. She's driving too fast. She's driving too recklessly. Nadine, she got a butt crack tat. Nadine. Behind the wheel, she's on the attack, drunk, driving around with a legendary butt crack. Nadine. Responding officers noted that Kaufman's speech was heavily slurred and that an overwhelming odor of an unknown alcoholic beverage was coming from her breath. Her breath. Kaufman allegedly refused to participate in any field sobriety tasks or tests, even after being warned of the potential legal consequences of turning such tests down. Once transported to the Boca Raton Police Department booking facility, Nadine allegedly continued her refusal by declining to provide a breath sample for the alcohol testing. She was eventually transported to the Palm Beach County Jail. A court date is set. When asked about body markings on the jail intake form, Nadine wrote that she has a heart tattoo on the bottom of her buttocks. That is the last sentence of this article. The author felt the need to insert this. When asked about if she has any body markings, Nadine said, "I have a heart tattoo on the bottom of my buttocks." Oh, I just love that. I wish every Florida story ended like that. It's so cute. By the way, still no photo. How many times you mentioned the butt tat? No photo of Nadine's butt tat. Come on, man. I mean, this is like the tease of all teases, wouldn't you say? A Florida deputy stalked and pulled over an actress he met on the set of a TV show in order to flirt with her. Whoa, this guy's definitely a Scorpio. This Florida deputy has been fired and arrested this week. He's accused of searching illegally the sheriff's office database for information on a particular actress that he met while working security on the set of a TV show called Bad Monkey. He then pulled her over with this information, stalked her, pulled her over in order to flirt with her. Fellas, I have a little word of advice for you. You know those rom-coms that women love? Well, just FYI, most of the stuff that you see the men do on there in those rom-coms, those outrageous efforts to, show them affection or meet them, in real life, that stuff is very creepy. And don't repeat that. Jonesy, what are you talking about? Let me think of an example. The lead woman, she goes to go on a cruise vacation, and then the guy who's got a crush on her, who's really rich, happens to just know about that because he stalks her, buys the entire boat for the whole weekend to spend it alone with her, then shows up like she thought she had a vacation on the ship with other passengers, and then he's there at the bar waiting for her. I just thought we could spend some time together on the open seas, so I bought the whole boat. That, women will swoon at that when they see it on the rom-com, but like in real life, that is a psycho, and you should stay away from a person like that. You need to run away. I think that was a good example. I'm not really sure. I just kind of pulled it out of my crack, my tatted crack. I'm kidding, my crack isn't tatted. But if it was, the police would sure know about it. The Florida Keys deputy fired and arrested this week is accused by investigators of illegally searching sheriff's office databases for information on an actress that he met on the Bad Monkey set. I think I'm repeating myself, but it's good that we just, I go on rants, so we have to go back to one. and repeat. Internal Affairs detectives also say the deputy's in-car video footage shows him nearly causing a head-on collision when he drove into oncoming traffic so he could catch up to her vehicle. This guy almost causes deaths on the highway because he's got to go flirt with this actress. Wow. This guy, how does this guy get a badge? Well, you know those police departments, they like to hire men who are a little intense. I'm going to go out on a limb and say something a little controversial, but I think it needs to be said. Is it me, or do about a fourth of male police officers in the U.S. have restraining order vibes about them? Let's ask the ladies. I'm going to say, yeah. Now, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office fired, this guy's name is Lamar Roman, age 28, Florida man. He's been arrested on a felony charge of misuse of law enforcement computers, computer networks, and electronic devices. According to the arrest report, this Florida man was working a security detail on February 3rd on the set of Apple TV show's Bad Monkey that stars Vince Vaughn and is filming its second season in Florida. Roman saw the woman, an actress, whom we are not naming in this story because she is a possible victim of stalking. He saw her get off a bus for extras on Long Beach Road in Big Pine Key in the lower Keys and began whistling at her, according to the report. So she's just an extra. She's not even a lead character or a supporting character. She's an extra, a local person. She is 27 years old. She told detectives that Florida man Roman approached her several times that day on set, to the point where other extras noticed and tried to pull her away from him. She told him she had a boyfriend. The Florida man joked with her that he would find her on the road and pull her over eventually. Whoa, wow, this guy. Makes you wonder, why do women avoid talking to men? Gee, I don't know. I don't have a clue why that could be. It's stupid, creepy wankers like this that are just making it very difficult for nice guys like me. I don't even approach women at a bar anymore. I stopped doing that years ago. I will not speak to a strange woman in public because I don't want to put her through that. I just don't. You know, it's not that I'm going to engage in her in a creepy way. It's just the act of doing it initially causes them stress. I could see it. So why even go there and put him in that position? The detectives say that Florida man Roman immediately started looking for information about the woman using several sheriff's office databases. He even added her car's information into the, quote, hot list system that would alert him whenever she drove past an electronic license plate reader. Oh, my goodness. The lengths that this creep went to. Detectives pouring through records of Roman accessing the systems to search for information about this woman found he did so several times, sometimes several times in the same day. From the day that he met her through February 19th, that's the day he pulled her over and nearly hit another car in oncoming traffic to do so. Yeah, it says he drove into oncoming traffic, passing several vehicles, forcing one driver of a truck heading toward him to veer off the road. This is all in the report. Wow, this moron. Putting lives in danger so you can catch up to some lady you're stalking. You know, listen to this. The woman says after she was pulled over by the Florida man, rolled down her window, he said, quote, "I told you I'd find you and pull you over." He also told her, quote, "I was hoping your boyfriend was in the car so I can pull him out and give him a hard time." Wow. Time to call the police. Oh, no, wait. Can't do that. Now, regarding the traffic stop, this Florida man told the detectives that he knew that he made a bad judgment call as soon as he began talking to the woman. He said he did have a, quote, tough month, and, quote, "well, I saw a shiny thing," referring to the woman. Oh. And then you wonder why you got to pull maneuvers like this to meet women, because you refer to them as an object. A shiny thing, really? Who raised this person? A bunch of coyotes? I don't understand. Like, this doesn't even sound like a human being, is it? Well, Florida man doesn't sound like a human being usually. When the detective asked Roman if he pursued the woman that day just to say, hey, he responded, "Yeah, I know it's stupid, but I did send her a direct message on Instagram. She didn't respond." Wow, bro, say less. Say less. How does this guy pass a test of any sort? You know, he's working in the police force. I assume he passed a test. I mean, it makes you wonder what that test could be. Like, don't they ask questions such as, when is it permissible to veer off into oncoming traffic? I'm going to say A, when you're trying to get a lady's phone number. And when is it permissible to use the official police department database? When I'm trying to get more Instagram followers? A Florida sheriff's office had to make the declaration, no dolphins have kidnapped anyone to build an underwater city in Florida. Oh, that seems strange. Why would a sheriff have to come out and make a statement to the community that dolphins did not kidnap anybody to build an underwater city? That's because a story was circulating this week out of Florida that a man was kidnapped by dolphins and forced to build an underwater city. And sadly, a lot of Floridians believe the story. And I think some of my listeners believe the story because many of you sent it to me thinking that it was actually a real story. Come on, guys. I know you can do better in life, all right? Try. You got to try. There are a lot of intelligence tests out there. I know you can pass them. I believe in you. Please try. This story is out of Lee County, Florida. Dolphins were back in the headlines this week. And this time, they were being accused of something truly weird. Running Florida's most bizarre development project. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is now setting the record straight after an outlandish online rumor claimed that dolphins were behind an underwater construction operation off Florida's coast. The story gained traction after a widely shared social media post referenced a Florida resident who was allegedly reported being kidnapped by dolphins. I want to read the article because it's quite funny. And although it's completely fabricated, I think that shouldn't stop us from getting ultimate joy because it's really hilarious. It says Fort Myers, Florida. In a story that has captivated local residents and gone viral, a 33-year-old Florida man found disoriented and sunburned on the Sanibel Causeway early Monday morning claimed that he was abducted by a pod of dolphins and forced to labor on an elaborate underwater construction project. Lee County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a 911 call at 5:45 a.m. from a passing motorist who spotted Floridaman Ricky James Hollowell standing barefoot on the shoulder of the causeway, drenched in seawater, frantically sketching diagrams in the wet sand. Floridaman Ricky James Hollowell, a resident of nearby Cape Coral, was clad only in faded blue swim trunks with severe sunburns covering his upper body and what appeared to be minor abrasions on his hands and feet, consistent, he later claimed, with, quote, handling coral and structural materials underwater. Floridaman Ricky James recounted being approached by a group of bottlenose dolphins while swimming off Fort Myers Beach. Here's a quote from Ricky. "They surrounded me like a security detail. It wasn't aggressive at first, but they nudged me deeper into the water, away from the shore. Before I knew it, I was at a site about 40 feet down in the Gulf, and I was helping them build what looked like a full-scale aquatic habitat." Ricky James described the dolphins communicating via a complex series of echolocation clicks and whistles, which he said he, quote, picked up on after a few hours. It was like learning a new language. He identified the apparent leader of the dolphin pod as Gerald, a larger male dolphin with distinctive scarring on his dorsal fin, whom he referred to as the, quote, project foreman. When asked by deputies how he survived underwater for 3 days without oxygen equipment, Ricky James replied, "Gerald handled the breathing part for me. Some kind of bubble system or pressure adaptation. I didn't ask too many questions. You don't question Gerald." This is amazing. You don't question Gerald, the lead dolphin. The deputies went on to note that Ricky James's sand sketches were remarkably detailed, spanning roughly 10 feet across and including scaled blueprints of what resembled a submerged community, multi-level condo structures made from natural coral and synthetic materials, a central town square with underwater gathering pods, and even a recreation center featuring what Ricky James described as dolphin-friendly obstacle courses. Deputy Sean Oakley, an 11-year veteran of the sheriff's office, remarked in the report, quote, "I've seen my share of oddities in Lee County, but this guy's diagrams had zoning regulations penciled in. Setbacks, load-bearing specs, even environmental impact notes. It was detailed enough to make you wonder if he wasn't onto something. Florida man Ricky James insisted that he was released Sunday evening after the Dolphins deemed his contributions, quote, satisfactory, with Gerald, the Dolphin, allegedly signaling that they might return for Phase 2 of the project. He then swam to shore, disoriented from exhaustion, and hitchhiked to the causeway before collapsing onto the ground. Emergency responders transported Ricky James to Lee Memorial Hospital for evaluation, where he was treated for dehydration and sunburn. No drugs or alcohol were detected in the Florida man's system. As of yesterday afternoon, hospital officials cleared Ricky James with a clean bill of health, reporting no signs of delirium, psychosis, or head trauma that could explain these hallucinations. However, a routine chest x-ray and a fluid analysis revealed trace amounts of Gulf seawater in his lungs, specifically saline levels matching samples from 30 to 50 feet offshore, with microscopic marine particles like diatoms and plankton residue. This is amazing, the detail they went into this article. It says, adding to the enigma, a background check conducted by the Lee County Sheriff's Office uncovered Ricky's impressive professional history in aerospace engineering. He apparently holds a master's degree in aerospace structures from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Previously worked at Lockheed Martin in Orlando and specialized in advanced composite materials and submersible vehicle designs for deep-sea exploration projects funded by NASA. Okay. Oh, the article goes on. It says, in a twist that has fueled online speculation, Ricky announced via LinkedIn that he has been tapped to head a new satellite office for an undisclosed aerospace firm in Fort Myers, etc. The sheriff's office has classified this incident as unresolved. Social media users have dubbed this Dolphin Gate. Wow, this article is so elaborate. I mean, what an imagination on this individual that came up with this. I mean, you got to be on copious amounts of the devil's lettuce to come up with this stuff, right? But as for entertainment value, I praise it. I mean, you had to know it was fake. If Dolphins were going to recruit anybody to help them build their underwater city, you think it'd be a Florida man? I mean, come on now. Lastly, I'll say, just in case you're wondering, did the sheriff's office really have to come out and make a statement that this story is false to the community? And the answer is yes. You need to tell Floridians that this sort of stuff is not real. If you remember correctly, Florida passed a law against chemtrails. So this is what we're dealing with in the community. Hello, everybody. This is Jonesy, the host of Weird AF News. Thank you for spending this Florida Friday episode with me. Shout out to my very helpful listeners who sent me Florida Man stories the past couple of days. Very, very helpful. My email's funnyjones@gmail.com. You can always send me stories that you think are appropriate for the podcast, and I appreciate that. I want to give a shout out to Sherry Watson, longtime listener, supporter of Weird AF News. Sherry mailed me an amazing gift recently. Just totally unsolicited. She just felt like she wanted to do something nice for me. And she sent me a t-shirt that says Florida. It's got the shape of the state of Florida. And then underneath it says America's penis. It's so funny. Because, I mean, when you look at Florida, it kind of looks like a penis, right? I mean, I think it looked like a penis, right? Oh, kind of like a penis. So, I mean, hilarious. So, I just want to thank Sherry for sending this to me. Super nice. And I'm going to wear that this weekend. I'll put a photo of me wearing it up on my Instagram, at FunnyJones and at Weird AF News as well. And I'll probably put it in the Patreon because I like to put stuff in the Patreon. For my patrons, shout out to my patrons, keeping the lights on, baby. Look, if you guys ever want to mail me a gift for whatever reason, just email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. We can discuss it, give you my information. If you want to just buy me coffees, go to weirdafnews.com. You can buy me coffees. It's a great way to support the show. You can also join the Patreon there, which is an amazing thing to do. Or go to patreon.com/weirdafnews, where you get extra weird content from yours truly. All right, we're at a half an hour on this episode. I never go this long. I'm so sorry. We had so much fun with the Florida Man stories, though. So, it is what it is, guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend. All right, we'll see you on Monday, and good luck with your life, man.